These are the black lace snakeskins that I'm working on. And this is a tank of the adults. Now, this one I put in is a younger one, but I was kind of interested in how the tail is very black. There's not much of a lace pattern in the tail, but I do like that the tail is very black, and I have some lace pattern at the beginning of it. So I thought by using him, could kind of spread the genes around and possibly get a darker black color, but on the ones that have the lace pattern. Like this is an older male, has a beautiful dorsal and tail. Cartilage is a little nicked up, and this is another really nice one, older one. And as they get older, they aren't as black as when they were younger. So it's it's not a bad trade-off, because they still look great, and something I'm still working on. This is obviously a very full female. It's going to have babies very soon. And the other thing that's a little odd is I'm getting a few that are like a lighter color, almost like a gold. So, like I said, it's a work in progress. Still working on it. And some of these females are not as black as a few of the other ones. That's kind of what I was selecting for, was the blackest of the ones I had. But I really enjoy how big the tail and the dorsal gets on these males. It's really fantastic. I'd like to get some of the black color out of the body and get it to where you just see the snakeskin pattern. And this is just a tank of babies from those adults. And it's a couple different batches. I'm not really concerned with my records on when each batch was born, because I'm still trying to get the line set, meaning I'm just trying to get the color right. So the plants are pretty overgrown. I'm going to take some of them out soon, probably ship some to a friend of mine. But these are all growing in pretty nice. I did notice I have a couple, like this one. It's a little bit of a lighter color. I lost him in the plant. So I have to keep my eye on that, because I don't want to screw this up. But the males look great. I'd really like to keep the females looking like this one, which is basically looks like a black Moscow female. And the males, I'm okay if I get the dark color or if I get a light color. But you know, my goal is to darken these up and get them to breed true. So far I'm getting about 90% of the black lace snakeskins. I get a few that are red, which isn't so bad, because that's kind of partly where the line came from. And this one's got a little bit of a light color in the dorsal, but the fins are so nice that I kept them as a breeder. So anyway, it's something I'm working on. It's probably going to take another 2 generations to get it right. And I think this one, may darken things up. So we'll see. But these are extremely nice. I only have a few tanks of them. I have another 2 tanks of breeders, small tanks. And so far they look great. Anyway, I'll add some more to this, and hang in there. Alright, I'll go over this part of the video. Some of these are culls from the black lace snakeskin project I have going on. These females, there's nothing wrong with them. I just didn't have any more room, and I didn't need that many females, so I just put them in this tank with... There's a couple of good males in here. Like this one is the color I wanted. The way this tail grows, the color grows, and then the fins themselves grow, and then the color fills in, and then it grows some more. A little weird, but I culled that one just in case it stops. This one came out obviously as a red snakeskin. This one, amazingly enough, has a red lower bottom of the tail, and the rest of it's black. It's like really cool. I really like this. I don't think I'd mind coming up with something separate for that. This is the male that had no snakeskin pattern whatsoever. It's got a very nice dorsal, lousy tail. Color is interesting. It's just basically a gray fish with some red streaks in the upper part of the body. It's another red male that didn't have the greatest tail. So basically you can kind of see that I've culled for some minor or major issues. But I kept them alive because in case something happens with the breeders, then I have these to fall back on to recreate things. So these really look nice. I could probably just sell these the way they are and people would be happy to get them. You can see I have a few different kinds of females. Now this female has 0 color, as does this one. So what's going to be happening next time I free up a small tank is those 2 females are going to go into a tank with this male that has very little color, just a gray and no snakeskin pattern. And I want to see what that creates. So that's going to be a future project. A lot of times I use these little tanks. It's 2.5. You can get these for about $10 at a Petco, PetSmart, wherever. These are fantastic for having to like start a trio or something in, or a pair, or for some crosses. I put all these into the tank now so I can film them, and then they'll go back into their 5.5. So some interesting things here. I mean, obviously this is a nice line that I'm starting with because I have really good finnage on them, the exception of some tail issues, and really nice colors. So it's something I'm working on. These I just put in here just for now. This is an albino that popped out of the red mosaic snakeskin line, and you can see the red mosaic male there. Actually, that one is a one that I culled from the red lace snakeskin line because of those black body spots, and it doesn't matter to me if this line gets that. But these are pretty cool. So anyway, I'll finish it up with the last 2 tanks of the black lace snakeskins that I have. Now this is a little bit different. This is another tank of a culled pair of black lace snakeskins. Actually, it's this male I culled because there was some red in the middle of the body, and it's got some nice fins, good color. I really like the color of the black and the lace pattern. And this female is actually one of my long dorsal black Moscows, and I'm not sure if she's hid or just fat. I've had them together for about 3 weeks. The gravid spot is not dark enough, so it's possible that she hasn't been hit for very long and will need a few more weeks to get going. But what I wanted to do is, since my original line was created by using one of my black lace snakeskins and a half black blue, I wanted to try and double up on the genetics with the black Moscow to see if I can get the black coloration a little darker on the males. So that was my thinking, and I had a small tank that I could set up for these 2 candidates. We had a marriage ceremony for them. They were married by I don't know who, somebody. SpongeBob, I think, did it. So they're pretty nice. I like this fins on this female. This is what I really like to get all the black Moscow females to look like. And this male it's good enough. Like I said, I use culls for some of my crosses because I really don't want to waste the good fish for something that may or may not pan out. So this one had a minor problem, and instead of feeding him to one of the crazy axolotls, I wanted to use him as a cross, which may or may not work out. Could just be nothing but junk, who knows. But cool looking male, didn't want to kill him off. And this female had actually kind of took a jump about 3 months ago when I was doing a water change as a baby, and I wasn't sure which tank she came out of, so I started her off in this tank to begin with and raised her up, and can see that definitely not a yellow Delta. It was a black Moscow, so I put her in here, and now we'll see what happens. They've been together for about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, so we may get some babies soon, a couple of weeks, and I got the water sprayed in the tank. Alright, I'll do one last one and then wrap it up. Alright, I'll wrap up this video that's on the black lace snakeskins that I'm working on. This one, I have a couple of males in here. You can get an idea how beautiful this strain really is. Real nice dorsals, beautiful color. You can notice that there's an albino. You can see there's no gravid spot. So what I'm trying to do, I put them in a small tank, 2 males, and it's actually one younger female, the black-eyed variety. And the reason for that is I don't want this to be a total loss by wasting 2 good males in case the albino one is sterile. So I have a regular young female in there too. It's also a black lace snakeskin. But you can see how pretty this pattern is on the side. This one is a little bit darker than the other that's in here. And see if I can get this one on there. This one's got more of a snakeskin pattern than any other one I've raised so far. And it's a light color, but it's almost the entire snakeskin pattern. There's a round dot in the center of the body and the center of the base of the tail. Other than that, it's entirely snakeskin. And well, like I've said before, the difference between cobra and snakeskin is a cobra is just a zebra-ness pattern on the side of the body, and the snakeskin pattern is an interlocking intricate pattern on the side of the body. This one has a lace pattern in the tail instead of a solid color in the tail. So these are really working out fantastically. I will sell some at some point. I just want to get the line set. The other male's pretty fast. There's a good look at the albino female. Great shape and finnage, but no gravid spot yet. And here's a good look at the other male. He's got a pretty good snakeskin pattern as well. It's probably about 95% of the body. The problem is this back part of the body is a bunch of it's almost like a black line, but I see a snakeskin pattern on top of it, the black line there in the back of the body. But if this gets bigger and I could enter it in an IFGA variegated snakeskin class, it's possible it could get DQ'd. They may not see the same pattern and just view it as black, but I see a pattern on top of it. Anyhow, I'm not a judge, so I don't know what they see, and it doesn't really matter, because I'm just doing this line for fun, and because it's something I really wanted to create. It's really coming out beautiful to me, and I'm very happy with what I've gotten out of it. So anyway, that was a long video on the black lace snakeskins. I don't really think you'll see anybody else with them. There might be another, somebody may have done the same thing, like in overseas maybe, but I haven't seen any in the USA other than mine. So I appreciate you watching, and thank you very much.